This is the Padua Podcast Network.
Running a Fever, episode 361.
Shattering the yo-yo.
Having enough but not too much. Previously on Running a Fever.
Because I'm on a mission and I have to get back to my car. We're going to go at least 7 miles today. Mauritius. And the reason is that this country of a little over 1 million people is on an island in the Indian Ocean off the coast of Africa. And I am in the northwest part of a state called Arkansas in the United States of America in the continent of North America. That is what we've come to with podcasting, and I'm really glad, happy to be able to reach these people and that somebody there is listening to this and hopefully getting some inspiration from it. Walking and running requires even less equipment, investment than football does. So you don't even need a ball. All you need is your feet. I found myself actually agreeing that you can have too much money. And it's just really because there's been such a change in my life. Nonetheless, Warren Buffett recognizes that his gift is accumulating money, not distributing it. And he doesn't want to spend his life, which makes sense. Why would you spend your life doing something that you're not as good at when you could contribute more in another way? You know, the things that I want to work on are just not that big and probably would suffer if I donated that much money to them. Again, you know, you're getting in the business of distributing money and being a philanthropist, and if that's not what you want to spend your time doing, then that's not what you want to do. So, important turning point in my life.
Welcome to Running a Fever. My name is Michael Davis. This is a podcast about fitness, diet, and medicine. My goal is to live a long, happy, healthy, active life right up to the very end. And if that is what you want, you're in the right place. In addition to learning about Mauritius, a country I'd never even heard of before, there were great life discoveries revealed in this episode. My comments about walking and running requiring no financial investment are even more impactful to my philosophy as of late. Off and on in my life, I've wavered between materialism and minimalism, and for the past few years, it has been more on the minimalist side. How little can I get by with to do what I need to do? I see possessions as burdens, and I want to get rid of any unnecessary ones. I recently have been watching or listening to some YouTube videos about various subgenres of punk rock music. And I heard about some bands from the 90s that had many ideas uncharacteristic of punk rock. One such band was inspired by Hare Krishna. One of the members of the band was actually a Hare Krishna monk for a while. The ideas are anti-materialistic and de-emphasize a pleasure-centered life. More and more lately, I realize what is important in life. I also was talking with another friend of mine lately about how many saints, not in the sense of canonized saints, but in the sense of someone in heaven, are just people who live unremarkable lives resigned to the will of God. I don't know if I can live up to that, but perhaps I can at some point realize that I'm not special and I don't have to be. Now, I realize that I have contradicted myself between various episodes. I recall saying that you can almost not have too much money, commenting on the cost of medical care later in life, and that is true to an extent. Being a billionaire, though, for me, is still having too much money, so where do I draw the line? I read a great book called Die Broke, which espouses a plan to have enough money, but not to have any left over when you die. And after reading it, I think it makes a lot of sense. Wouldn't it be better to give to charity now versus later? especially if you want recognition for your generosity. And if you're thinking of leaving money to your children, couldn't they use your help more earlier in life than when they're older and more established? So maybe that's a way to help figure out just how much you need so you can find the line between pauper and billionaire that's right for you. Thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you don't have the fever yet, then catch the fever. If you have it, keep the fever burning. And I will talk to you next time on Running a Fever.